We hold the cards. We have objectives. Those objectives are clear. We can hold anything at issue. Anything. The United States military controls the fate of that country.
با توکل بر خداوند متعال این جنگ تا خاری، ذلت و پشیمانی دائمی، قطعی و تسلیم شما ادامه خواهد داشت.
אני רוצה לזכור איפה היינו. איראן ניסתה ללפות אותנו בטבעת חנק.
Across Washington, Tel Aviv, and Tehran, one message is repeated with confidence. Each side claims strength. Each side claims superiority. Each side claims control. But when you look beyond speeches, press conferences, and interviews, a deeper question emerges. Who is actually winning? And more importantly, who is really in control on the ground? This analysis goes beyond surface-level politics. It focuses on real power in action. We are examining the ongoing strategic competition between the United States Navy, Israel's military system, and Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, especially inside key pressure zones like the Strait of Hormuz. And the latest events show why this conflict is far from simple. The latest real incident. In April 2026, Iranian forces carried out one of the most recent maritime interceptions in the Strait of Hormuz. Two commercial vessels were targeted, MSC Francesca, Epelanandis. Both ships were moving through the strait as part of international commercial routes, with reported destinations linked to major Asian ports, including India's western shipping corridor. According to maritime reports, the vessels were identified, tracked, and intercepted while attempting to transit through the region. How the IRGC Navy carried out the capture. This is the part most people misunderstand. The operation was not a naval battle. It was a fast maritime boarding operation. First, Iranian surveillance systems and coastal monitoring units track vessel movement through the strait using radar, intelligence systems, and maritime observation. Once a target is identified, IRGC fast attack boats are deployed from nearby coastal bases. Because the Strait of Hormuz is extremely narrow and crowded, these boats can reach targets quickly without long pursuit. Then the key phase begins. Multiple fast boats approach the vessel simultaneously. They surround it from different directions. They block movement rather than use heavy fire. The ship is forced into a controlled slowdown. Once immobilized, armed personnel board the vessel using ladders and side access points. The first priority is the bridge, the navigation control center. Once the bridge is secured, the ship is no longer under commercial control. It is under operational takeover. Condition of the crew after capture. Now, the critical question: what happens to the crew? In operations like this, the crew is typically not targeted during boarding. They are placed under armed control on board. Their movement is restricted for security. Communication is often monitored or limited. According to maritime reports from similar incidents, crews are usually later held temporarily for questioning, checked for documentation and cargo details, or kept on board under supervision, depending on operational decisions. Reports indicate the crew generally remains safe, but fully restricted during the operation. Why this still happens under U.S. naval presence? Even with the presence of the United States Navy, full prevention is extremely difficult. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the busiest maritime choke points in the world. Hundreds of vessels pass through daily. So instead of total control, what exists is monitoring, patrol coverage, and delayed response capability. The IRGC operates inside the time gap between detection and intervention. The real strategic truth. This is why the situation appears inconsistent. One moment, the U.S. and Israel appear dominant through speeches and military capability. The next moment, Iran reappears through maritime pressure and asymmetric operations. Not because one side is stronger overall, but because each side dominates a different dimension of power. The U.S. dominates global force projection. Israel dominates precision intelligence warfare. Iran dominates regional disruption and choke point leverage. So when a ship like MSC Francesca is intercepted, the real story is not just the seizure itself, it is how it was possible. Geography, speed, surveillance, and controlled execution in a crowded maritime zone. This is not a conventional battlefield war. It is a strategic power struggle inside one of the most important waterways on Earth. If you found this analysis valuable, subscribe and turn on notifications for more geopolitical breakdowns. Because in modern power struggles, winning is not about speeches, it is about control of movement, timing, and access. And as this rivalry continues to evolve across the United States, Israel, and Iran, one question remains. Do you think the United States will ultimately win this power struggle, or are we witnessing a system where no single power can fully dominate?